Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today we're going to learn about 7 habits that make you irresistible. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Quiet confidence. Not every kind of confidence is attractive. Arrogance, for example, is a common turnoff for both men and women. It's difficult to take someone seriously when they're bragging about their success or boasting about their accomplishments. You don't want to hear about how much money someone makes or what kind of car they drive. But you do want them to be confident in themselves. You want them to be proud of their achievements and secure in who they are. This is called quiet confidence. If you're a quietly confident person, other people can feel your confidence even if no one puts a label on it. Because you don't need to be recognized or praised to feel good about yourself. You're not desperate for someone else to validate your choices, achievements, or triumphs. Instead, you supply that validation all on your own. In other words, you're happy with and secure in the person that you are, and that happiness creates a strong aura of confidence around you. So keep your humble brags and success stories to yourself. The most irresistible people are confident without saying a word. Number 2. The social leader. Irresistible people are leaders, not just in the workplace, but in their social circles. They're not afraid to make the first move. They're not afraid to talk to a stranger, to try something new, or to take a risk. In other words, they believe in themselves. They believe in their ability to do what others cannot, and that makes them incredibly attractive. So, if you want to be irresistible, overcome your fears. Don't sit on the sidelines wondering what could be wrong. Don't hide inside your comfort zone hoping someone else will make the first move for you. Because they won't. If you don't take the lead, then no one else will. If you aren't willing to make a change, to take a risk, or create a connection, there's a good chance that none of those things will ever happen. This is true in all aspects of your life, in the workplace, in pursuit of your goals, and in conversations with strangers. Irresistible people are trendsetters and path pavers. They don't wait for someone else to give them permission to do something they want to do. It may be asking another person if they'd like to dance. It may be volunteering for something when everyone else is too afraid to step forward. In every environment, attractive and confident people believe in themselves no matter who's watching, and that mindset is irresistible. Number 3. Imaginary rejection. Before you can take the lead, there's one bad habit that's going to stand in your way. You may summon the courage to cross a boundary, overcome a fear, or take a risk, but do you believe in your ability to succeed, or do you expect yourself to fail? Irresistible people don't expect to get rejected. They know it's a possibility, it's always a possibility. But if they're going to try something new or risky, irresistible people believe they can overcome any challenge. That belief empowers them to be confident and secure in their decisions. You may not have the same faith in yourself, you may anticipate failure, but that mindset leads you down a destructive path. If you don't have faith in yourself, you may accidentally bring your worst nightmares to life. In other words, when you expect rejection, then you're more likely to be rejected. And when it happens, you might think, I was right to expect the worst. But the problem isn't the rejection itself, it's your mindset. It's your negative expectation. When you expect to fail, you lower your chances of finding success. People can tell when you don't believe in yourself. It's written all over your face. On the other hand, if you believe you're capable of anything, people will find your confidence irresistible. But this attractive and confident mindset starts with you. It's your responsibility to empower and support yourself. So make a habit of believing in yourself, and others will follow. Number 4. The heart of the conversation. When you approach someone you like, you want to make an attractive first impression. Right off the bat, you want the other person to think, wow, this is someone I want to get to know. But how do you make such a strong impression on a complete stranger? How do you turn those awkward opening lines into an irresistible first impression? What do you do when you meet someone for the first time? You engage in polite, surface-level conversation called small talk. Many people complain about how much they don't like small talk. They say it's rigid, formal, and uncomfortable. You introduce yourselves, you talk about the weather, you exchange formalities back and forth, and that's about it. That kind of small talk might work in the office or at a conference, But if you want to make an irresistible impression, then you have to step up your game because standard small talk is boring. If your conversation is boring, then people are going to lose interest. If you talk about the weather, you're not going to leave the kind of impression that you're looking for. If you're awkward and formal, you're not going to capture someone's attention or steal someone's heart. Instead, you'll have a forgettable conversation and make a forgettable first impression. If you want to be irresistible and unforgettable, then you need to turn your small talk into big talk. In other words, you need to use those opening lines to your advantage. Don't worry about what you're supposed to say and create a real connection by opening the conversation on a high note. Irresistible people leave attractive first impressions by creating those intimate connections in seconds. They talk to strangers like old friends and they give you 100% of their attention. In that moment, you're the only person they care about, and that makes you feel heard and special. So if you're connecting with someone new, just skip the awkward small talk. Don't talk about the news or the weather. Instead, get to the good part. Establish a meaningful connection right away, because that connection can make you irresistible. Number 5. The irresistible listener. Irresistible people lead almost every conversation, but they don't spend the whole time talking. In fact, irresistible people often keep their mouths shut. They don't control the conversation by talking the other person's ear off. Instead, they direct the conversation from topic to topic. Irresistible people ask good questions and they prompt the other person to tell stories because the best conversationalists know how powerful a good question can be. These people are fun and engaging to talk to because they devise interesting personal questions that lead the conversation in exciting new directions. So if you want to be irresistible, practice coming up with great questions. You don't have to talk for hours. You don't have to transform yourself into a bubbly or passionate storyteller, but you do need to take a real interest in the other person and listen closely. If you're actively listening, good questions will just pop into your head. Ask the other person about something you didn't understand, or let them elaborate on something that they're excited about. Irresistible listeners use this foolproof strategy on a regular basis because a handful of good questions can make you the most attractive person in the room. Number 6. Expressing vulnerabilities. Do you honestly express yourself around other people? Many of us neuter our personalities in social situations. We tone down our excitement, we stifle our happiness, and we pretend like nothing phases us. But your cool, calm, and collected demeanor doesn't attract others like you think. Instead of attracting other people with your go-with-the-flow attitude, you're pushing people away. The truth is, people want you to care. They want you to get excited. They want you to show your feelings because your vulnerability opens the door for a mutual connection. Irresistible people aren't afraid to be vulnerable. They show their emotions, they express their genuine concerns, and they take a real interest in the people around them. They aren't always the coolest person in the room or the most level-headed, but they're often the most attractive because they're vulnerable, approachable, and honest. They're the kind of people you can be yourself around because they act the same way around you. So express your vulnerabilities. Stop trying to play yourself down. Irresistible people let their emotions show because it's those emotions that make you attractive. Number 7. Shifting your perspective. Can you read people's moods, body language, and vocal tones? You might think this is a complicated thing to do if you're trying to decipher tiny, subtle details. It can be. However, most people send pretty obvious signals that anyone can read as long as you know what to look for. A friend or partner may not vocalize their feelings, but those feelings are often expressed through physical signals, facial expressions, and body movements. For example, let's say you ask your friend how they're feeling. They say they're doing all right, but the bags under their eyes, the slump in their spine, and the anxious shaking of their leg tells you otherwise. While it's important to listen to what someone says, you should always consider the message that their body is sending. But why does this make you more attractive? What does body language have to do with being irresistible? Paying attention to other people's body language gradually changes your perspective in a way that's irresistible to others. Before you pay detailed attention to someone else, you have to shift your attention away from yourself. In other words, paying attention to others teaches you to look outward, to observe the people around you, and to understand how they're feeling. Irresistible people are some of the least self-centered individuals you'll ever meet. They rarely worry about the things they say or the way they look because they're more concerned with others. They've changed their perspective. They've learned to read, understand, and connect with the world around them, and that skill set makes them irresistible. Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.